A little more on setting up forums. In this example, I have not used my settings that we discussed in an earlier video to show all the forums. When you are setting your forums up, I highly suggest going to your settings and showing all the forums, so that you can see the full range of forums as you're moving in and out. Otherwise, we get a collapse, expand kind of thing going. That's great for the final if you want to have it that way that gets published. But anytime you're doing your administrative work, show your forum. So that's another reason to turn it on and off at any point in time. And typically we'll set a lot of it up at the beginning and perhaps hide some of the conferences and then begin to reveal them as the weeks progress if we need to do that. By the way, another reason to hide a conference is if we got more than one instructor or more than one administrator in the site. This is a conference that you could just say, you know, with your TAs and or with your other instructors, where you actually collaborate, not in the entire community, but just on your own about how that environment's going and the kinds of things that you want to do. Because as you know, you can click on that hidden one, and as long as everybody's an administrator, they show their tools and they have this forum available to them. It's just that it's hidden. Hidden typically means only administrators see it and get to use it. Once you reveal it and unhide it, or let's say in this case, show it when you hit on the cog, the whole community gets to see it. Another thing that you sometimes want to do somewhere halfway between is that if you are in whatever kind of environment, of course especially, some people like to stop discussion from occurring but people can still view it, that there's a time frame where nobody gets to post anymore, in which case you would click on the cog and lock it. If we do that and go OK, we end up getting a little lock symbol here, and if it's published, so I'm just going to click, everybody knows that it's locked. It's no longer available, but we can still go into it and look at it. Now there's nothing in that particular forum, so we wouldn't potentially lock that one. I'm going to go back and show forum tools again. And if we've made a mistake, we can typically unlock it. So we can hide and show, we can lock and unlock, we can add a subforum, and we can add a subforum of a subforum. Actually, I clicked on the forum. And these are things that you might do. We need to click on the cog. We can add another subforum, and then that would add a forum under Team One Eagle so that we really do get a hierarchy. Again, we can just move the arrows left or right to change where that subforum is, because we're not in an imposed hierarchy. We're just starting the hierarchy. And I'm going to delete that forum. By the way, a note on delete. Do not delete forums that have notes in it. Once a course or an environment has begun, do not delete it. If you need to get it off the menu, I suggest you hide it. It is no longer available to the community. Do not delete notes that have a lot of people's work in it, okay, because it deletes that forum. Renaming, again, is really just renaming the forum. Permissions is an advanced tool that I'm not going to get into too much here. What that allows you to do, and you can have some consults, it shows you your community, and you can create different communities here where only certain groups can see certain forums, okay, and then they work in that. So we could divide the class in two, and only Team 1 gets to see theirs and Team 2 gets to see their forum. It comes in handy with a few things, but in general, if we're kind of looking at communities, we're often publishing the whole thing. Let's go back to our cog now. We're almost done. One of the last things we're going to look at is score as you go, but we'll have a little bit of a different video on that because that goes with assessment.